There's still an exit right there, right over there. You can still get out of this before it takes your mind and invades it and has its way with it. Chimera Antark only gets heavier from here on out. This is the episode where my mom had to say that's it and threw her hands up and she's out. Which makes it a little bit more of a spooky experience for me because now I'm watching this alone. Alright, let's get on to the episode. We start off with some background of the elusive gyro that goes on for quite a while, so grab some popcorn. This section made me rethink my life for a bit because I'm like, damn Japan, you roll out a lot of heavy stuff and I keep watching it. But Japan happens to be really good at exposing the darker side of the human condition. I'm never going to stop watching this show, but I'm wondering if this will ever get to the point where I get sad in my everyday affairs. So this flashback kind of mirrors the manga in style, and while I don't like the content because obviously I hate child abuse, though, you know, objectively I can see how it's good storytelling, it's told cinematically and the style ranges in detail depending on what's happening. Gyro's dad is your stereotypical wife-beater wearing drunken waste of human life, and when Gyro's feeling particularly abandoned by him, the animation represents this by having the details of his silhouette fade away, just like what would be happening in Gyro's mind to the man he idolized. Gyro has a case of Stockholm Syndrome because he idolizes his dad in this situation because it's all he's got. He desperately clings to whatever safety ropes in his mind that will still keep him sane. All of the abuse and neglect shapes Gyro into what he is today after it's heavily implied that he kills his father with a hammer. The narrator was the voice actor that shined in this section in my opinion. We're going to be getting to hear a lot of the guy's voice throughout this arc, which is chock full of long stretches of narration. And his gravelly voice and downtrodden tone match the events really well. So we learn that Gyro is the man who formed NGL, which on the surface seems like a peaceful place, but in actuality he has tyrannical intentions of desecrating humanity, and D2 is a result of that. An interesting commentary by Tokashi on how powerful drugs can cause humanity to slip. I said powerful. If you're a marijuana user, don't get your feathers in a ruffle. Madhouse decided to move that flashback to a decent bit earlier in the story, and the flashback was always kind of out of place anyway, so good on them. They made it fit a little better. We get a little more info on how the guy who has the thing for crushing human heads with his hooves took over Gyro's underground facility for his own needs. We then get the dreaded appearance of an ant I was not happy to see. This hexa-nipple scumbag can just go die, preferably by someone who has some like nipple nin type of power. The Sagely Penguin informs Colt about this situation with ants being shot by some unknown force. He also tells Colt about the potential danger they possess to the Queen because of their adaptability. Colt barks back that they just need to take measures to keep the Queen, his mother, safe. I mean, not his actual mother, but you know. It just adds a little shade of tragedy to Colt's situation that he vaguely remembers Reyna, but quickly forgets who she is. So he just has this combination of obedience from being a child, and when you're a child you take your parents' word as like God, and you even kind of got to see that in Gyro's flashbacks, so that even links to this a little bit. That makes the move a little more smarter in my opinion. But so yeah, he has the combination of wanting to protect and mother's obedience, which you know makes him a really good ant. We get back to Pakla and Ponzu's group. One of their members is quickly beheaded to signal that the end is near. This next ant I am just so conflicted about. Yes, the studio did a good job of, you know, making him sound like a pedophile speaking through a Darth Vader mask, but he was already creepy enough in the manga, and this voice just, it amps that up even further. He also has quite a bit of reflexes and agility, and easily catches Pakl's arrows. Going up against that would have just made my hands full, but with Pakl's fairly inoffensive nin powers, he goes down quickly when a female ant strikes him from behind with poison. If only he had undergone brutal training from birth involving all kinds of poisons, he could have avoided this. Zazan, the girl ant, praises him and he sparkles in a Mo fashion, and of course any attempt to make him cute just intensifies how ugly this thing is. Ponzu tries to get away, and at the very least manages to write a note in blood for her bees to send away. She meets her untimely demise soon after. Think it was fast how she was killed here? She was killed even faster in the manga. They gave her a bit of a grace period here, but that doesn't even matter because the ant shoots her lifeless corpse repeatedly. I think this is supposed to be a juxtaposition here, where the ant says, "Hunting is so much fun," right after that display of his version of fun is killing. It shows that there's different ways people get off on the adventure of hunting, and I think it's meant to contrast with how Gon was early in the series. Thankfully, the bees make it to Kite with the bloody letter informing them of the dire situation. They dash off, deciding travel by horse will be too slow, into the biohazard situation. Gon and Killua, of course, decide to go along because they don't want to be looked at as kids. They're pro-hunters, remember? I commend the people who have the bravery to watch this because the episodes have been absolutely merciless lately. And the episode gets an A from me. It was gonna get an A-, but then I remembered how Gyro's flashback was really well done, and that's about it. Alright, so I'm just gonna slip this in here real quick. I don't ask for subscribers often, but I just wanted to kind of tell you guys what this channel is gonna be about. So basically it's going to be an anime and manga review channel for now. I'm still going to do this stuff later on in my YouTube career type thing. But later on I'm planning to review more things than just anime and manga, though, you know, obviously I really like them. But yeah, I mean, if you want to see more, subscribe. I'm not going to ask you to do this on every video, just every once in a while. The more you subscribe and the more my videos are watched, the more adventurous I'll be with reviews, you know, and I'll review more stuff. Like, I'll get to reviewing series, which I've been wanting to do for a while. So yeah, just letting you know.